Today's Extra.
I'm joined for our first Anglers Extravaganza interview with shortstop Kyle Lodise. Kyle, you were here from game 1 to 41, and I can see that the final loss is making you emotional. Why did this summer mean so much to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always terrible at goodbyes, but like this is a special place, and they told me that Chatham's special. She's told me before I even stepped foot up here that this is special, and I really didn't quite grasp the concept of that until you meet all these different people. Like there's guys that have been here still from day one, and then there's guys that have just gotten here literally today. And so like each one of those guys, you grow bonds with quick because you play every day, every night, and you're on the field 24/7. So like you're there with each other so much and so frequently. And so just having those bonds, it's been so special, so special.
At what point did you realize during the summer that Chatham is special?
Kind of right away, honestly. Like our second home game against Bourne and then against YD, like the drawing of the crowds and how close these fans are in proximity to you. And then I've been doing camp 6 weeks now, and the campers, they come back every day. I mean every week. These guys are here 6 weeks in a row, and I mean they have such a strong, just a strong bond with Chatham. And as a player, you feel that in the box, you feel that on the mound. I'm sure, like it's just so special.
It's pretty clear that you put a lot of pride into the work that you do in camp. Why is that?
It gives back to the community. I was there at one point. I did camps with guys I looked up to, and as a kid, you value that so much. Like these guys are big leaguers in their eyes. We're big leaguers. Like Chayton, Hayes, Phil Fox, the guys that were there from day one. Like they just got drafted down. All these kids, all they ask is how's Chayton doing? How's Phil doing? Like it's the world to them. So it just means everything to be able to grow relationships like that. I mean, I've gotten texts and calls from parents just saying how impactful camp has been to them and how I have friends now for life. I mean, that doesn't go away.
You mentioned the day one guys. You're one of 5 guys that were here from game 1 to game 41. What does it mean to you to be able to say that about yourself?
It means a lot. I mean, it's hard. It's 40-something games, and it's every day. Sometimes you don't have an off day for a week at a time, 2 weeks, and so just being able to go at it every day with guys, and like you said, there's 5 guys now that have stuck it through it, and I feel like there's just such a tight relationship now with the guys that you've been there with since day one, practice one. I mean, it's just so close being with those guys day to day.
What did Jaden Davis, Campbell, Smithwick, Tanner Franklin, and Chance Cox mean to you that they did it with you from game 1? I
mean, those are going to be my brothers for life. Like I'll talk to those guys probably daily. I mean, I sit there and go out to eat with all of them after the game. I sit there and hit early BP with them. We do everything together. And being guys that have been there since June 10th to now, and doing something that this place hasn't seen for 5 years, like that's something that we can say we did and can't be taken away from us.
What will you remember most from your summer in Chatham?
Just the community, and then how close. This doesn't feel like a summer ball team. This feels like a brotherhood. Like these guys, I will remember for the rest of my lives. Every other place you go and play summer, it feels like you're the guys, you keep up with them every now and then, but it's not a team. It's like we're showing up, we're doing our thing, and then we'll leave. It does not feel like that at all. It feels like these guys here are a family.
There was a potential that you had to go after game 40. You told the team you were sticking around for game 41. Why'd you make that decision?
Yeah, I kind of was going to leave around the same time as Ike. I'd been there a while, and my body was getting worn down very quickly, But, right before that meeting, I saw all the guys after the loss and how much the playing here meant to them, especially, like you said, like the day one guys like JD, Tanner Franklin, Cox, like you can see like they're going to be here tomorrow. They're going to be here the next day until we lose. And I just felt like that's the same category I needed to be in. I needed to be with those guys. I started day one. I shouldn't leave until they do,
Obviously, the game tonight ended in disappointment, but you sent Chatham back to the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. How do you feel like this season will impact the future of Chatham baseball?
I feel like the history over the last couple of years is that Chatham is not the place you want to go for summer baseball up in the Cape. Like everybody else wants to go to YD or other places, but this team has had so much fun playing the game of baseball. We've caused a lot of ruckus with the commissioner and with some other people, and I feel like that brand of baseball makes this team so unique and so special. Like everybody wants to come here now and play. I mean, guys are texting me for the next year, for next summer, asking me like, how'd you enjoy it? How'd you like it? And I mean, it's just so special. That's all I can say.
Kyle, congratulations on a great summer, and I hope you find as much enjoyment at Georgia Tech as you did here in Chatham.
Thank you. Thank you.
I only have this hand.
Okay.
That'll do it for our first Anglers Extravaganza interview. Kyle Lodise, a 41-game member of the Chatham A's. LSU outfielder Ashton Larson for another Anglers Extravaganza interview. Ashton, what did your time in Chatham this summer mean to you?
Meant a lot. Being able to be out here with some unbelievable players and some great coaches and spend the summer out here was amazing. You know, a lot of guys coming in and out and being able to meet those new people kind of each week and build those relationships and compete with those guys was a lot of fun.
Obviously, it's hard to say goodbye to a team in a season. What's going through your mind right now?
You know, just grateful for the opportunity to be out here and to compete. And, you know, I had an unbelievable time. And, again, just gratitude, honestly.
What memories will you take away from this summer?
A lot of the guys, for sure. Just kind of the, especially that kind of first group, you know, like the culture that was there for the summer baseball that really made it kind of fun. And I think the biggest takeaway is just kind of getting better and better at relaxing in the box in different spots and moments and really kind of being present. And I think I got a lot better at that out here, so I'll remember that.
How do you feel like your summer as a whole went?
I think it went really well. I mean, I think we also won a lot of games too, which I think that's a bigger reflection of success than anything is if your team wins games. But yeah, I mean, I was super happy with how I showed up every day and was really focused on my process and my routine, and I felt like I did a really good job executing that every day.
You were honored pregame with the Anglers Offensive Player of the Year award. How did that make you feel when you found out?
It felt great. You know, it's an honor. Obviously, there's a ton of history in this league and with this team specifically as well, and for it to be called the Thurman Munson Award as well is really special and really cool. So to be honored with that was special.
Who are some of your best friends on this team that you'll remember the most?
Campbell, Smithwick, Ike Irish, those two especially. You know, there's a lot of different characters and personalities as well that I look forward to continue staying in touch with down the road, and seeing Jayden Davis as well. You know, a lot of those SEC guys, you know, being able to compete against them in the spring and then kind of meet them and compete with them this summer was really cool. And yeah.
What is the experience like playing with guys that you compete against during the school year?
It's just cool. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's I don't know, it's fun, honestly. Like, you again, you compete against them the whole time, and then all of a sudden you're wearing the same uniform trying to accomplish the same goal. You know, you appreciate the talent and skill of all these guys, and I think it's fun in the summer. You get to kind of see them every single day. You know, it's not just a weekend thing or there's a midweek too. It's like almost every single day you're out here competing, and the endurance and the stamina and the preparation to have success doing that is really cool.
What were the off-the-field highlights to you from this summer?
Spending time with my host family was cool. It's a beautiful town, beautiful place. So getting to be out there with my family, going to the beach and stuff like that, it's awesome. And then I always love working, and so just being able to consistently be in an environment where I can make food and then go lift too. I mean, I always appreciate little things like that as well. So it was a really good time.
What stood out to you about the coaching staff here this summer?
Just that we were focused every day on having fun and competing. You know, we didn't really overcomplicate things or go over things too much we didn't talk too much about it. You know, we set a consistent goal, or they set a consistent goal, and then we went out there and did it. And then again, you play every day, so it's like, all right, mission accomplished, do it again tomorrow, or mission not accomplished, we get to do it again tomorrow. You know, so I think just the consistency, that was awesome. Consistency of those guys, they're the same people every single day, showing up with great energy and enthusiasm, and I really appreciated that. What
are you most looking forward to in your sophomore year at LSU?
Just going out and competing, you know, just continuing to fall in love with my process and continue to compete and be in some really cool environments and really cool moments. And I'm grateful and blessed to be in those positions.
Ashton, congratulations on a great season this year. I know Chatham appreciated the way that you approached each and every day, and good luck with the Tigers this season.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's Ashton Larson, one of the outfielders for the A's, the Offensive Player of the Year. I have Chatham right-handed pitcher Tanner Franklin with me for another Anglers Extravaganza interview. Tanner, you've been here. You're one of the OG Core 5 players that were here from Game 1 to Game 41. To be able to say that about yourself, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it was a long summer, but it was probably one of the best summers I've ever had playing baseball. This was probably the best atmosphere I could have ever dreamed of being in. And just, it was easy to stay the whole summer because all the guys were awesome. Coaching staff was awesome. And, I mean, you just can't ask for anything else. So
Did you know when you got here in June that you were going to stay for the full summer?
I had no clue what my plan was because I was still searching for a school. So once I ended up going to Tennessee, they told me, they were like, if you want to stay the whole summer, you can. I was like, well, that's what I'm going to do. So I just went with it, and here I am. So
At what moment did you realize it was worth it for you to spend your entire summer out here with Chatham?
I don't even know. I mean, right now is a good moment because, I mean, it's into the summer, and you look back on it and just all the good memories, and I would have hated to leave halfway through the summer. I mean, I don't think I could have done it. If I was told to, it would have been probably a very hard decision to make. So I'm glad I ended up staying.
What are going to be the hardest things to say goodbye to?
Host family, teammates, roommates, coaches. I mean, everybody involved with this team in the league. They were so awesome. They treated me so well. And it's going to be hard to say bye to all the boys up here. So I think that's probably it.
How do you feel like your summer went on a personal standpoint?
I feel like what I wanted to accomplish up here, I did, and I'm just going to take that success and try to roll it into this fall in practice. So,
what are you looking forward to most to going to play with Tennessee?
I'm going to be next to family, friends. It's going to be a new environment, and I think it's going to be one that suits me well, and I'm just ready to go down there and get to work.
When you see your family again or some of your friends, what will you tell them? How will you summarize your summer here in Chatham?
It's the best place to be if you're a college baseball player. I mean, you're not only the exposure, but just this is one of the greatest spots in the country to play baseball. And, I mean, I'm just going to tell them because all my friends are ball players, and if they ever get a shot, take it, because it's very rare you get a shot to come up here, and I was blessed to get an opportunity.
Where does playing on Cape Cod rank among your biggest accomplishments in baseball?
I mean, it's probably number 2, to be honest. Number 1 was just getting to college and playing, obviously. That's always been the dream since I was a kid. But number 2 was getting up here, and I've done it. So it's really cool to say that I've been a part of this up here.
What were your favorite memories off the field?
Playing cards with all the friends over at old Chance Cox's house. I'd go over there about every night and just play cards, have fun, watch movies, just having fun with everybody. So I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest ones. Oh, also the beach days. Beach days are fun on the off days. So,
who's the best card player?
Andrew Williams has us in poker. He takes all our money. And then probably Garrett Payne's up there too. Garrett Payne's good.
So if Andrew Williams and Garrett Payne are here, where's Tanner Franklin?
Bottom of the barrel. Very low, very inexperienced, but it's fun. It's fun going out there and playing.
So you're good at baseball, not as good at cards. What's another thing that Tanner Franklin's good at?
Love fishing. I love going out there and fishing. I fish up here a lot, going out on the kayaks. So it's fun doing that. And then mini golf's another one of my strong suits. I'm pretty good at mini golf, I'd say, and just that's probably about it.
Back to you being one of the 5 people that stayed for the whole summer. What do the other 4 members of that group mean to you?
I mean, they're going to be brothers for life, just like everybody here, but they're going to be a little bit closer because I've spent the most time with them. And it's going to be fun because hopefully I get to play them this year in season. It's going to be fun to see what our schedule looks like. I know for sure I'll be playing Soup and Larson, maybe Lodise, I don't know. So hopefully Chance Cox too, because he's an Austin P. That's an in-state team, so it's going to be fun.
So you can strike them all out except for Chance, unless he gets an at-bat.
I think I got a chance too. I think if it comes down to it, he doesn't stand a chance.
Tanner, congratulations on the summer, and good luck at Tennessee in your first year.
Thank you, sir.
I have Chatham catcher Campbell Smithwick on the Anglers Extravaganza. Campbell, I heard you expressing to teammates and people around that you want to come back here to Chatham next summer. What has led you to that decision so early on?
Yeah, no, that's simple. That's an easy decision. This is only my first year of summer ball, and to even think that there'd be a better place out there would be foolish. This is the best place, so there's no doubt that I will come back.
At what point were you convinced that this is the mecca of college summer baseball?
This first day I got here with Sheets and all the other coaches, it's just different here.
What are the parts of this summer that you're going to remember most through this season at Ole Miss before you can get yourself back here?
What I remember most about this season was just showing up every day and having those core guys every day. The guys that have been here the whole time, it means a lot to have those guys and the same coaches the whole time. That means a lot, and I'll always remember that.
Most of the time, people don't stay. Only 40 players about stayed this entire summer, 5 from this team. And you're a catcher, too. You guys wear down a little bit easier. What drove you to stay this entire summer?
I needed to get better. And I think I owe a lot to Wilbur for helping me get better, and Ramon helping me get better. And so I needed to stay, and I'm so glad I did.
Did you improve as much as you wanted to this summer?
100%, and I give all the credit to Colin Wilbur.
Where do you feel like you grew the most?
Catching for sure. I needed to get better, and with Wilbur's help, I did.
What makes him such a great coach at coaching you up?
He's done it. He understands it. He's so advanced with his knowledge and the way he's able to put into words what he sees and what he wants. And nobody sees the hours of games and videos that he watches to prepare game plan for us to get better, highlights, lowlights. He glimpses it all, and we get to work every day before everyone else gets here, and he just made this summer so special, and so I owe it all to him.
At the plate, how do you feel like you provided this team this summer?
Yeah, I love being able to hit behind and in front of some really good guys. They made my job as easy as it could have been. I wish I could have done even better for them, because all the hitters around me were so terrific. Even guys like coming in at the end like Chris, and then guys from the beginning like Luke and OV. Everybody's been great the whole time.
We had players that were here at the beginning of the summer reposting stuff today. They were clearly getting excited for the playoffs. What does that mean to you, knowing that they can't be here anymore? Some of them were drafted, some of them had to leave, but they're still tuned in to this game tonight.
Yeah, that explains it all. I couldn't even. You just said it. That's just what this place is. That's the bond that we've built here this summer for sure.
What are going to be the hardest things to say goodbye to?
The people. Miss Pat. I couldn't thank her enough. And all the coaches and players, the guys that stayed the whole time. Those guys for sure. Everyone talks about the players that stayed the whole time, but the coaches have been here the whole time. Cohen, our bullpen catcher, has been here the whole time, and we can't thank him enough for all the work that he's done for us too.
Ike and Cohen were buddies with you in the catcher room for most of the year. What did you learn from the two of them?
Everything. Those guys were so good. Cohen's had plenty of years in college, and Ike's the best college catcher in the country. And so just being able to mentor behind those guys, and Wilbur, I can't put it into words.
So you go back to Ole Miss with sights set on coming back here next summer. Does that mean you're going to do a little bit extra recruiting throughout the SEC schedule to get guys to come join you here next summer?
Yeah, we've already started.
You've already started, really? Reaching out, texts and emails and stuff like that?
Just other guys through the Cape, just friends. We've got friends everywhere, and so it's cool.
All right, give your recruiting pitch to the camera before we wrap it up. Why should guys come to Chatham next summer?
Because it's Chatham.
That's all you need.
That's all there is.
That's all we need from Campbell Smithwick. Campbell, congrats on a great season. Good luck at Ole Miss this year, and Chatham will be happy to have you back.
Thank you very much.
I have Chayton Krauss on the field post-game after Chatham fell to Harwich. Chayton, you joined this team around midseason. You got to spend about half the summer here. How would you define your summer?
It's definitely one to remember. Came in halfway through the year. You came in, felt like I fit right in from the first day, and got to know guys really well, and a lot of the guys were here for most of it with me, and then you got new guys coming in, so you get a lot of friends from it. Going forward, relationships, like playing a lot again. I'm going to play against a lot of these guys coming up, so it's kind of cool to know that it's not just a final goodbye, that it's for a lot of them it's a see you later. So
on the field, how do you feel like you performed once you got to Cape Cod?
It's definitely a challenging league, that's for sure. It's definitely not easy to hit. Baseball's hard as it is, but you adapt, and it's competitive. You're facing good arms for a reason. You get a lot of adversity that you're going to face. It's just finding ways to battle through it, and I feel like overall I came a lot of adversity throughout being here.
You said a summer to remember. What are the things you'll remember most?
It's kind of like I hit on just the guys. Like I know this year we'll play against Larson at Globe Life, and then I'm going to see the Louisiana Lafayette guys. We're going to their place. So it's not just the relationships that are here. It's going to be the ones going forward, and then just keeping in touch with the guys, because, it was 3 weeks with most of them, but it's going to be a long time for some of them.
Is it love saying goodbye or trash talk for the next time that you guys will meet?
It might be a little bit of both, especially for pitchers. Position players, I can talk to normal, but pitchers, especially Garrett, he's been giving me a hard time. So
Garrett Helsel or Garrett Payne?
Garrett Helsel. So
Are you a good trash talker?
not really. Every now and then.
Yeah.
But
What stood out to you most about your on-field performance? What will you take away learning most about yourself from this summer?
I'd say just the ability to adapt to things. Like it's hard here, hitting's hard, so it's just finding ways to see pitches better, hit pitches better, lay off pitches, get a better understanding of the strike zone. And that was one thing I struggled with last year, was the strikeouts were quite high, and came here, they're still quite high, but it at least gives me perspective of I know what I need to work on going forward for this upcoming season. So it helps to give me that knowledge of what to work on.
You reached base for Chatham in every game outside of your debut. How did you shake off the rust from that first game and just continue to be a consistent player the rest of the way?
It's just being a tough out. Obviously, there was still a lot of strikeouts and a lot of the not great at-bats, but it's being able to flush it and move to the next one, whether it's the next at-bat or it's just finding a way on base, whether it's a walk, single, or whatever it is. It's just finding a way to help the team win overall.
How did it feel when you first got the message that you had the opportunity to come out here to Chatham?
I mean, everyone in college wants to play in the Cape. It's the most talked about league. It's the place to be. And I got a bunch of friends at home that's their dream to play here. So a lot of them were, you have to go, you got to play. And then when I told them Chatham, they're like, you're going to one of the greatest places in the Cape, one of the nicest places, best environment. And I mean, they weren't lying. It's everything of what I imagined it to be.
Who did you form the best relationship with during your time here?
I mean, Cam Johnson, I lived with him for pretty much 3 weeks, first 3 weeks I was here. So got really close with him. He's not going to be too far from me next year. He'll be at OU. And then, honestly, the infielders, JD and Lodise, pretty much every day we're working together on the infield and hitting and talk during mountain visits. So I definitely got close to a lot of them. So,
what's in store for DBU this upcoming year?
Hopefully to beat a lot of the guys who played here. Ty Johnson, Larson, Louisiana Lafayette, Garrett Hassel. We're going to see a lot of them. So hopefully a lot of winning.
A little bit of a warning maybe to some of his Chatham teammates from Chayton Krauss. Chayton, congrats on a great summer. Good luck at Dallas Baptist this year, and Chatham will miss you.
Thank you.
Drew, I've reeled in Chance Cox for a post-game interview. Chance, I know fishing was a big part of your summer. What were some of the other most enjoyable moments of the summer for you?
I would just say spending time with the guys. Met a lot of great people out here. Is really fun.
What does it mean to you to be able to say you were here from day one and you saw the season through?
It's awesome. There was 5 of us, I think, maybe 6, but no, it's pretty cool being down here the whole summer. You get a bunch of people in and out, but to be down here the whole time is a really good experience.
It was you, Tanner Franklin, and then 3 position players, Kyle Lodise, Jaden Davis, Campbell, Smithwick. What are your relationships from those guys 40-plus games into a relationship with them?
Yeah, I'm close with all of them. I mean, I'm honestly close with the whole team. Like, even guys that just got here, like, we made sure that we made relationships with everybody as they came through. I would say I'm really close with Tanner. I spend a lot of time with Tanner. Me and him hang out all the time, so.
Are you playing cards with him? He mentioned that he plays a lot of cards with you guys.
Yeah, we usually go back to the house after the games and play cards, yeah.
He says that Andrew Williams and Garrett Payne are probably the 2 best card players. He put himself near the bottom. Do those rankings make sense to you?
I think I would be up there too, but yeah, those make sense. Andrew and Garrett are really good too.
What makes you a good card player?
You know, we play poker a lot, you know, and I'm good at bluffing. And Andrew just plays when he's got good hands, so.
Bluffing seems to be a big part of pitching, too. Do you feel like that helps you be a better pitcher?
I mean, maybe that could be a part of it. That could.
You started as a reliever and then transitioned to a starter. When you look at your summer as a whole, how do you analyze it?
I mean, as a whole, I think it's kind of hard to analyze it as a whole. I think you got to dig into each individual appearance, you know, and I think I had a good summer overall.
You were the last standing Austin P guy. You guys contributed very heavily to the Chatham season. What does it mean to you to be able to hold the torch for all those guys who some had to leave?
Oh, it's awesome. We brought in a lot of new things in Chatham, and I hope some of them stick. The roll call was a big one. Weaver kind of invented that. We kind of just said, hey, let's do roll call, and then we kind of rode it through the whole season.
You were a big part of that energy. How would you define the energy throughout the whole year?
I mean, it's good. It's really good for the team, especially when you're playing. Like, it's summer ball. You just went through a 60-game season or whatever, depending on how far you went, and then it's good to have guys behind your back as you're playing.
Summer ball, sometimes it's tough to get groups to change. Some people are just in it for them personally. To see this group, 60 players basically throughout the whole summer, all gel together, bring the energy, and see the town adapt around it, what does that make you feel?
It's awesome because I know I was a part of it, you know. As a day one guy, all of us day one guys kind of had a job to make sure everybody was bought in, basically, so it was good.
Why do you feel like you were good at building relationships with everybody as they came in?
I kind of have I'm outgoing. I'm really easy to get along with. Like, I don't think I butt heads with anybody. Like, I get along with everybody, basically.
Off the field and outside of poker, what are the things you'll remember most?
The host family was really cool. Yeah, there's Miss Kim right there.
What's your message to Miss Kim?
Thanks, Miss Kim. Thanks for everything.
She a good cook?
Yeah, she cooks really well.
Are you a good cook?
Yes, I can cook.
What are you looking forward to most about your season at Austin Peay?
Getting to play. I redshirted this year, so I'm ready to get back on the field in a college season. So,
is it going to be a great feeling to see these guys that you spent for the summer? Some of them had to go, reuniting with them back and reminiscing about Chatham at Austin Peay.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think a lot of the guys will be asking how it went. I mean, other guys played at different summer ball places, so it's going to be cool to share those experiences.
How cool is it to be able to say that some of your former Austin or Chatham teammates from Austin Peay were tuned in to this game today, despite the fact that they're no longer here?
So that just shows how many people are actually bought into this. Like, I mean, if you got guys that aren't even on the team anymore still watching, like, there's family here.
Chance, we appreciate the time. Good luck at Austin Peay this season, and congrats on a great Chatham season.
Thank you, guys.
Joined by Eric Beattie for the final Anglers Extravaganza interview. Coach, you guys had a great season, making the playoffs for the first time since 2019. I know it ended in disappointment tonight, but what's going through your head right now as you wrap up the whole season?
It's amazing how you can know a group of dudes, or a group of young men, for some of them 2 days, some of them 2 weeks, some of them 2 months, and you just click together and you all work really hard for the same purpose, and the rate at which you develop lifelong relationships up here is unmatched, and I appreciate that.
At what point did you realize that the culture you guys were trying to build here this summer was going to stick?
The buy-in was pretty immediate. Sheets did an awesome job early on of establishing expectations and living those out, and really just bringing great positive energy and appreciation, and that leaked throughout the team, and then we just kind of kept it there all year. I mean, but I will say it's easy. There's a lot of great people in this organization, not just in the dugout, but up in the concession and up in the merch booth, up in the press box, and sitting in the bleachers. It's an easy place to this place is truly an easy place to have a great culture, and I think we had one.
Whether it ends in success or disappointment, what's the hardest pill to swallow for a coach come season's end?
It's the people. It's the people that you spend a lot of time with, and you go through losses, you go through winning, and lots of laughter. We miss our families the same, and we're still here loving it.
Why do you feel like you're getting so emotional about this specific team?
Well, the people back home will laugh because I get emotional at the end of every season. So not to take anything away from these guys, but I'm just a passionate dude. That falls in love with these guys every year.
What do you hope the town of Chatham sees in your emotion?
This is me. Take it or leave it, but this is me. I mean, I'm not really one to hide a whole lot of emotion. I appreciate the town. I appreciate these everything we've done together.
As you say goodbye to some of these players and coaches, what'll be the things that you say to them?
Just I'm going to miss them. I appreciate them. Love them. And I'll continue to follow them.
I saw that you congratulated Chance Cox on the feat of being here for the entire summer, and you had 5 guys who were here from Game 1 to Game 41. I know that we've talked about it, but now that the season has come to a close, what do those 5 guys specifically mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal in this day and age. You got coaches with, the college coaches that you have to meet their demands. You got the players and their physical well-being. You've got the agents that are involved in the process as well. You got these guys are playing 55, 60, 65 games in their college season, and then some of these guys from the Southeast are having to go back and move straight into their apartments for their college. So it truly is a grind that they are achieving, and I also believe, and I get asked this question every year by numerous scouts, is if players stayed the whole season, and they ask that question because it matters. And I think what it represents is a player that's willing to go through a lot to finish what they committed to, and that's certainly worth being recognized.
Despite the loss, how do you feel like this season as a whole impacts the future of Chatham baseball?
I mean, I think this town was craving not only a playoff team, but just a positive playing atmosphere with players that showed their love for the game in their play. And I think 100% this town could say that they experienced that.
Obviously, you took over for Sheets a good way through the season and managed this team down the stretch. If the opportunity popped up to continue as Chatham's manager, what would go through your mind?
Well, the first thing I would do is talk to Jackson and Tate and Molly and get their approval, but I'm pretty confident they would approve, and I'm pretty confident I would probably accept it.
What makes Chatham special of all the places on the Cape?
It's the people. It's the people. I mean, the town is beautiful, but, there's beautiful places all over the place. But when you put a lot of, I've told several of the board members and volunteers here. I haven't told all of them, so to those people I haven't told, I'm telling you now that the passion and the pride that they have in everything that they do here is absolutely recognized and appreciated, and we thoroughly enjoyed our time here.
What'll be the hardest thing to say goodbye to before potentially next summer?
Again, goes back to the people. It starts with Steve and Mike and Bob Sherman, and it just trickles down from there. Those people love their anglers. They love these kids. They love the players. They love us, the coaches, as well. And I think everything just trickles down from their passion for this team and this organization and the work ethic they put in starting tomorrow for next season. So I mean, I'm gonna miss them.
Coach, congratulations on the season. I'm sure Chatham thanks you for taking over as manager, and you guys did accomplish a lot throughout the year despite the loss tonight. So thanks for the time.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate you.
We appreciate it.
As we finish out here, some thank yous that we ought to give out. First to Dan Duva for, establishing this alongside Guy Benson. And he, started this back in 2003. And he really, set this whole thing up. And the two of them started broadcasting on Cape Cod, not just in Chatham, but in the entire league. So a thank you to the two of them. And then also to, all the broadcasters that have come through here and established, all of the routines and the standard for broadcasting in Chatham. So a massive thank you first to all of those people.
And especially to the ones that came back. And I know everyone wants to come back when they have the time, but some work in baseball, they can't make it, but they're always willing to give their phone number, their email, listen to broadcasts. Some of them are tuning in live, and they're texting you right after a walk-off, or they're giving you feedback on something because they want to see you get better. They want to see the tradition be upheld in Chatham, and you could tell that they clearly have great pride. Some up to 10, 8 years departed from being here, and they're still tuning into A's games, which I think is pretty rare across college baseball.
I would agree and echo everything that you said there. Also to the volunteers, the board members, the president, Steve West, Mike Galen, all the players as well who we get to talk to day in and day out and tell their stories on the air. You know, from covering start to finish to get to know over 60 guys this summer for Chatham has been an absolute joy, at least for me, and I know for you as well, Jack.
Yeah, Kyle Lodise, after our interview, gave me a hug and said, I really appreciate you guys. Like, I've worked in different summer leagues before. I've gone and played in different summer leagues and never really had a relationship with the interns. And, you know, he thanked us for the work that we did. And I turned right back around and said, that's a two-way street. You know, I've met players across different sports that aren't really willing to talk to the media. And obviously during the summer, it's less of a media covering a team. But these players don't need to talk to us. They don't need to agree to do interviews. But there were so many guys this summer that would come up to us and start a conversation. And it's a two-way street in that regard. And you know, we owe those guys big thank yous, not only for doing interviews, but just talking to us about whatever during batting practice or during a rain delay, coming up and talking about summer catch, rained out at Bourne for an hour. That means a lot to us as well, because no one needs to talk to us during batting practice. And so to have Kyle appreciate what we've done, I think it's more we should appreciate the fact that he's appreciative of that, because he doesn't need to do that. And there were so many guys on this year's team that didn't put it past themselves to have a conversation with an intern, to go up and thank our videographers, Will Hayden, Sydney Ciardi, for filming an interview. Those are the little things that I think there were so many people in Chatham this year that were willing to do that.
Yeah, one more thank you also to everybody that watched and tuned in and listened throughout the course of the season, whether it was one game or all 41 games, whether you were following the players, the team as a whole, to my family that tunes in to listen and watch, to me, my grandfather who gets to call in on the line and listen on the phone to us, for all those people that make our jobs fun and who we do it for, also a big thank you to them.
Yeah, I know my family listens to almost every game. They're always tuning in. I'll get texts from my grandma about the team. I sent my dad the Will Bermudez article this morning, and he said, I really hope he's able to get back in the lineup. And I said, I should have told you that he was at a wedding, but for the people that you know, obviously care about watching us, but they care about the players, they care about the people, and they're invested in not only the broadcasts, but also the way that the team is playing and the people on the team, even though that some of them have never met them. I think that's pretty special. I do think we owe another shout-out to the rest of the Anglers media team.
Certainly do. I was getting that.
I was hoping. Well, you said one more. I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure that we got that in, but I'll leave the floor to you.
Yeah, you mentioned our two videographers, you know, Sydney Ciardi, Will Hayden, and then photographer Ella Tovey. We've got both writers, Zach Wolf, Cooper Andrews, who have put out fantastic work. Still available on the website, on the news tab. You can read all of their pregame, postgame articles and the feature articles that are well worth your time. You mentioned the Will Bermudez article, the Eric Beattie feature article this morning. Those are both must-reads if you have the time as well. To Giovanni Collada, our producer, Brett Porter, a senior media team assistant. He got the bump, the promotion from last year to this year. Well deserved. Anybody I'm missing?
I think that's everybody.
Okay.
And a big thank you to everyone we've already thanked. A second one, just in case.
And Dan Duva. What's his title?
I don't know, but he's laughing over there.
Yeah. Dan Duva, who started this back in 2003 and comes back over the summer to coach us up. So huge last thank you to him.
He got sand in his shoes, so he's always got to come back.
Yep. And we hope, I think my last word here would be, if you can come to Chatham ever, to Cape Cod to watch baseball games in this league, do it, because you won't regret it.
Yeah, this is my first time ever living permanently outside of California, ever being on Cape Cod, especially in this area. It's an experience that I'll never forget, and I'll probably be sad that I won't have an experience like it again.
Well, Jack, thank you.
It's
been fun. Thank you, everybody at home. We're going to sign off for one last time here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham's season comes to an end in the first round of the playoffs here against Harwich at Veterans Field. If you want to contact us, chathambroadcast@gmail.com. Make sure to reach out if you need. With Jack Smith, the rest of our media team, I'm Andrew Selover for one final time saying good night and thanks for a great season, everybody. Go Anglers.